everyone. Happy Thursday evening. It is I, Midnight Hatter. I am here, and as is customary, I'm going to keep talking until I hear my audio check and make sure that I don't sound like hot garbage. Tonight, as it is the first week of the month. Ah, great. Audio is good. As it is the first week of the month, it is a Gunpla stream with me, which means we're going to build a kit that I have not built anything from this line yet. I wasn't a huge fan of the Gundam The Origin. Oh, hey, thanks, Andrew. Hey, what's up, Goose? I was not a huge fan of a lot of the designs in Gundam The Origin, but I have to say, I am a sucker for a Zaku 1. So I went ahead and got what looks to be the most beat up box I've ever seen in my life of this Zaku 1, and we're just going to go ahead and build it on stream here. So let's fire away. Okay, lukewarm garbage then. So this is a solid high grade. That is good to know. Oh man, I've got a little bit of a wonky setup this evening, so we'll see if it stays together or if it all goes to hell. Yes. So, hope everyone is doing well. Hope you guys are having a good night and a good week, or a good day if it is still daytime for you. Got our sticker sheet. Hey Cinderella, what are you doing? You wanna come say hi? Come on. Come on, up. Oh, come on. You gotta get all the way up, baby. There you go. Hi. Hi. Let me get those gunks. You can't have gunks if you're gonna be on camera, baby. You gotta be pretty. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Alright. Go get Coop. Go play with Coop. You know me. I'm not a Gunpla army kind of guy. My Gunpla tend to be as realistic as possible. I hope you got to see the finished article of that Zaku Kai that I was working on, the Zaku Kai Desert Custom. I was pretty proud of that for being a hand-painted kit. I will probably refrain from hand painting kits in the future, but as far as that one went, that is definitely the best hand painted kit I've ever done. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, thank you. No, Mrs. Hatter is doing a lot better. Stressed out at work, of course, saving lives. So, you know. Okay, you guys can't fight if you're going to be in here. I'm waiting for one of them to take out the lights or take out the camera here. Cinderella, be sweet. Cinderella, he doesn't feel well. He's not into it. Oh, and so this came up in the comments of one of my older videos. The Gun Primer Gunpla Razor, the gate removal tool. I actually probably need to clean it. It's looking a little fuzzy. This is actually the Gunpla razor that I bought that I did a review of. So you can actually see me using this for the first time on... Oh, you know what? Bless you. I don't know where my Bawu kit went, but I reviewed this very tool over a year ago, and it's still held up, and I'm using it tonight. So that's speaks to the quality of these products. What's up, Ash? Oh, and if you're interested in trying this out, so a lot of people say that this glass file is the same thing that you could get at like a drugstore. Not in any drugstore I've found. I have found similar products that are this quality, but they're not. It's not a significant amount off compared to what you're going to pay for this. Let's see. Oh. Oh man, got all kinds of stuff going on over here. So, yeah, the only thing that happened with this one is that the glue on the backing came off. So now it's just a glass file instead of having the cool carbon fiber texture on the back. Already, I gotta say that I love the full color. I'm sure it's not the whole book. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way that the whole book is in full color. Coop, you wanna come up and say hi? Up. Come here, butter. Yeah, hi. Hi, sweet boy. Is Cinderella being mean to you? She being mean? Why don't you go lay on the couch, okay? Go lay on the couch, butter. You're getting fur everywhere. Good boy. Alright. So let's see. We got B1. E. I'm just going to have these kind of spread out all over the place, and I am going to lose track of what I am, yeah, yes, I am working on some hot stuff. So yeah, this is my first Gundam the Origin kit. I hope I picked a good one. Sounds like I did from what I'm hearing in the chat. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. It's got two heat hawks here, which is interesting. So it's got like the shortened one and then the like extended heat hawk. It's kind of cool. I've always found though the only heat hawk that I've found on an HG kit that is an appropriate size is the one that comes with the Zaku FZ. That guy is a lot larger than what you get with most of the Zaku 2 kits. Oh, it looks like you get 2 sets of shoulders. That's pretty sweet. Alright. Let's pay attention to what I'm doing. I feel like I'm going to mess up already. As you guys know, if you want to play the Midnight Hatter drinking game, it is any time that I make a mistake large enough that I actually have to take the part that I just built apart, then that is when you take a shot. Or a drink if you're trying to, you know, not go crazy. So, C8. I'm using my nice nippers this time. This is weird and backwards. Oh, I see. I also probably shouldn't be working in the dark, but... So C11, C7, and C8. Well, I don't know about getting drunk, but we're definitely going to relax a bit. In the glass tonight, fittingly, is a Cooper's Craft. When it's on sale, it is a fine beverage to have. There's also a high proof Cooper's Craft bourbon as well that is tasty. Yes, of course. I don't stray far from the woman who brought me. And let's face it, I have not had anything in a while, but you know, it's 2 days after my birthday, so I feel like you know, one drink isn't gonna hurt anybody. Oh, you need a little more volume? Let's see. Don't know. That just sounds like... Let me add a little gain, because I don't want to. I've got a noise cancellation on it, so let's just add a little gain after the fact. Maybe start with like 3 decibels and then go from there. Alright, how is that sound wise? Oh yeah, Buffalo Trace is amazing. I didn't know that. Buffalo Trace is a great, it's just a great, like, you know, I would say everyday bourbon, but you probably shouldn't be having bourbon every day. And I hear that you can get good deals on it up in Maryland. Have not confirmed for myself, though. These are reports from my neighbor who has offered many times to bring me back those sweet Maryland spirits that are much less expensive than down here in the Commonwealth. It's a bit better. I can bump up a little more gain as well. I mean, I saw that I was peaking there. All right. Suppose I should have been paying attention to which piece is which here. Instead, I'm just filing and forget it. Yeah. I mean, if this is all you have for the evening, then that's all you need. And you can mock me if you want for having a little bit of ice in there, but my garage is sweltering, so. Let's see. Yeah, I can, I'll go ahead and hit a little bit more gain. And just let me know if you start picking up any of the background noise here. All right. Oh, cheers, Drakmore. I appreciate you lurking. I wonder what Cinderella's doing. A little mischievous one. All right. So now we need E4 and E3. Like I said, I probably should have been paying attention to what all of these sheets were, but, you know, that's part of the fun. As far as plastic quality on these guys, it's a little bit of a softer plastic than I'm used to with my older HG kits. I just recently finished building the not the Dendrobium orchis that I've got sitting over there, but just the Dendrobium stamen, the Gundam GP03. Great little kit by itself, but the folding bazooka is garbage. You can't position the wrist in a way to hold it, so they really should have designed it a little bit differently. And I also built the G Defensor from the HG Super Gundam. I don't like, however, that the Gundam Mark II from the Super Gundam HGUC kit, the body, the torso of it is like almost pitch black. It's not even blue. It looks more like the Titan's version of the Mark II. That's not right. And if you want, I can zoom this camera in a little bit more. I have it sitting a little high. So got that. We need D123. Oh yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I'll just kind of reposition it after I get it up to size. That way you can read the instruction manual with me. I'll just remember to hold parts around here. So, D123. Ooh, this is the Zaku 1 Char version, actually. I was particularly excited. You know, I got a bug in me. I still have my Zaku 2 custom project that I've been working on. I have not primed it yet, but it is ready to be primed. Sitting back here. It is going to be a high mobility Zaku 2 Erik Blanke custom. I need to prime it and paint it purple, and then we're going to apply some of the Invisible Knights decals on it, make it look all Xeon-tastic. So I got a bug in me that like, oh, well maybe, you know, if I can find a cheap enough Zaku 1 kit, then I can make the same, you know, the Zaku 1 Erik Blanke custom. As it turns out, it looks like the Char Zaku is the exact same as the Erik Blanke custom Zaku. So here we are. I probably won't paint this though, to be honest with you, because the Char colors are pretty damn sweet. So what we need is a D118. Just had D1. And mock me all you want for how slow I am. It is so that I do not make tons of mistakes, especially considering, you know, that I'm sipping right now. Currently working on real grade Eva. Yeah, that for such organic motion and stuff as an Eva kit, and in real grade no less, like, jeez. Canonically, no. Erik Blanke never piloted a Zaku 2. And there is, somebody already made a custom, I think I saw it on Reddit, of what an Erik Blanke custom Zaku 2 would look like. I didn't like their interpretation, to be honest with you. And that is why I took it upon myself to do my own version. There we go. Also, if we decide to get a little crazy tonight, I do have some Oyumaru molds that I just recently made, and if we want to pour a little resin in them, we can do that. I've never made Oyumaru molds to pour resin into, but I recently found a little tutorial on how to do it properly, so I think we might be in business, as it were. Okay, so that part goes in there. Man, this like double jointed neck is incredible. At least I think it's going to be incredible. We'll find out. 23. One. Oh, and if I decide to get extra crazy with it, I've got an extra little Zaku shield as well. I just found that the other day. It was floating around in one of these boxes, and I was like, well, that's pretty sweet. I might be able to make use of that. Alright, breastplate it is. Now I should rephrase, is like I really like the Gundam the Origin manga designs. In animation, I don't think that they translated as well. And maybe that's, maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I just think that Yoshikazu Yasuhiko's drawings didn't really translate well to animation. The people did. The character designs obviously looked phenomenal, but the mechanical designs, I don't know. It's hard to describe. Yes, this is the Origin kit. Right. See, so I always get fascinated when I find a kit that gives you multiple parts. So, like, I do like this breastplate, but, like, I kind of like this one too. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I swap it out. This one definitely is like the Origin style, whereas this one matches like the regular Zaku 2. Probably not even a good enough. Well, this camera doesn't autofocus, which sucks. But autofocus on Gunpla videos typically is annoying because it's just constantly in and out, in and out, in and out. Which in certain contexts is probably a good thing, but not when you're making videos. Oh yeah, there you go. That's exactly what it is. It's like designed to be used on the forearm as a spiked shield. And I also recently found on Thingiverse, you can find the Gundam Thunderbolt backpack that the Goof wears in the second half of Gundam Thunderbolt. So I downloaded the STL files from Thingiverse on there. I think it was Thingiverse. It might have been another website. I will, after this stream, find out where I downloaded it from and put it in the chat or in the comments of this video, if anyone's interested in it. But it is an HG. It's just the 3D print files for that backpack with like the helicopter rotors and stuff for that ground type goof. Well, all goofs are ground type, but you know what I mean. C6 and C5. This was C. Yes, I recently purchased a 3D printer. What the? Okay, that's weird. I've done some pretty fun stuff with the 3D printer so far, but I've yet to, I think, unlock its true potential. Actually, I think I asked that a while ago. No, I ended up getting the Elegoo Mars 2 is the one I settled for. I definitely wanted a resin dip printer as opposed to the, what do you call them, FLA, the filament printers. and I've had some really, I've had a lot of really successful prints and some really terrible prints. I've had stuff fall off the build plate and completely fuse to the FEP. I've had, oh, this was my personal favorite. So I'm working on a D6 based tabletop RPG, and it uses a custom dice set, similar to Star Wars, like the Fantasy Flight games Star Wars tabletop role playing game. I designed some super badass dice and loaded them up, made an STL out of them, loaded up the build plate with about 10 dice, 5 of each. Well, I say 5 of each because it means something to me. It doesn't really mean anything to you. But I loaded up the build plate, and the dice printed out perfectly. They all looked great. And then when they finished curing, right before I was about to make some 3D molds of them, because it's not really cost efficient to mass produce things on a 3D printer. But if you make your masters on a 3D printer and then you make silicone molds of those masters, then you can like mass produce things. So when I went to go do that, the dice exploded. The resin that was trapped inside the dice, I don't know what happened, but suffice to say, as it cured, that resin got real angry and exploded. So 10 dice, I came back and found they were all just like, they looked like the turkey from Christmas Vacation. Alright, D119. I can already tell that I'm going to really enjoy this kit on account of the fact that it really is kind of built like a master grade. Not like one of the current run master grades, but like an older master grade where there's a lot of internal parts. You don't have a full inner frame, so to speak, but on most high grades, this part would be just one piece that just fits on here. But here we have a 3-part master here. Oh, PLA, yeah. Resin has nice details. Yep. Oh no. Well, I hope you can find that chin piece. One of the first videos I uploaded to YouTube was the one where my cat ate the V-fin on my Lightning Zeta Gundam. That was not such a fun time. She was fine. She vomited it out, but it took like a day. Yeah, so there you go. It's like that inner frame fits into the outer armor plate. I can't change your mind. I don't know. Can you see my Cubile up there? I don't know if she, yeah, she doesn't show up on screen. I can, here she is. She could be guardian of the stream here. Well, it's the older high grade of the Cubile. She can hang out right here and oversee what I'm doing. This just doesn't feel right, though. It is. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Oh, yeah, baby, you can't go through that way. Sorry. You gotta go around. Cinderella. There you go, baby girl. What you doing? What you been getting into? So, you can imagine my disappointment. That was a close one. would have had to take Cinderella to the vet after she definitely is the less intelligent of the two dogs. She would eat a Gunpla part if it hits the ground, because she operates under the rules of if it hits the ground, it belongs to me. Whereas Cooper is a little, he's been around. He knows, unless I tell him that he can eat the thing on the ground, he's not allowed to. Oh, but yeah. So, like I was saying, I pre-ordered the Cubile funnel effect parts, not realizing until after they came in that they are not compatible with this high grade Cubile. So I ended up having to get the Cubile Revive, and I have not built it yet. It is sitting in my bin of backlog over here. All right. B27 and B28. There we go. How big is the backlog? That's kind of a big question. So, I suppose let's see if we can do a little show and tell here. So, manning this camera. I guess I'll have to shout so you can actually hear me. This is not everything that has yet to be built, but obviously we've got the Dendrobium up top, we've got the perfect grade Zeta over there. Not everything in here is part of the backlog, but a lot of it is. Like the Metal Gear Rex is already built. The perfect grade Gundam is missing a part. I still need to build Kylo Ren's fighter. But then, of course, behind all of these things, we've got the EXS Gundam that needs to be built. We've got a Zeta Plus that needs to be built. We've got a pair of Loto twins. So, a double Zeta Gundam. There's the Cubile Revive in there. So there's a lot still on the old plate. Let's see if I can get the camera positioned the way I had it before. Whew. I have never snapped a V-fin by accident. I have actually, come to think of it, the only part that I've ever broken while building a kit. Wow, did I really snip something off without having nub marks? That's insane. The only thing that I've ever broken while building a kit is the arm joint on the real grade Zeta. It's a very personal question, yeah. So this is for our backpack B29, B278. But yeah, my big expensive kits, the perfect grade Zeta and the Dendrobium Orcus, I am putting off until I am confident that I won't fuck them up. Oh, right. Forgot about the... We can switch back to that guy. Yeah, that would be a real awkward camera angle to watch the entire time. It's just basically the top of my head as I'm looking down. Croupy. Data redacted. Yeah, I'm trusting you guys to not tell my wife how many kits are in the backlog. I think that when we moved and she realized how many kits I had, she almost divorced me. But as long as I keep them in the garage and they are not taking up room elsewhere, we're Gucci. Oh yeah, fine handiwork. We'll see about that. So this fits in here. Or it's supposed to fit in here. Does it go up like this? There it goes. I was like, there's no way it's supposed to fit in like that. That looks stupid. Keep a secret. I just know it's a Willow. Yeah. No, she definitely knows, unfortunately. I hear about it a lot. Nah. She's okay with my hobbies. It's not like I'm doing drugs, right? Get out our couple of little knobs there. And F5. Space Engineers. You know, man, I wish I could play Space Engineers. Unusualist Pyro, who is another Twitch streamer that you should go follow if you are not following him already, actually gifted me a copy of Space Engineers. Unfortunately, it is Windows only, and I am I'm a Mac guy, not by choice, but it is what it is. And my old laptop is too much of a potato to run Space Engineers, so I cannot play it. Plastic crack. Yeah, that's what we used to call it when we went to the comic book shop. Uh, Tater will tell you all about that. I tell you what, Marvel should send a $65,000 check to Tater for getting me into comic books back in college because I easily kept them in the green for a decade. Um, you tried to help me with that. P Bandai Woundwort. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I have to admit, what, 10 years later, I might have finally come around to your side of thinking on the old Cap versus Iron Man debate. All right. This little torso's coming together pretty nicely. This backpack is chunky as hell, though. It reminds me of the backpack that Optimus Prime wore when like the jetpack. All right. Moving on to the head. G G G G. So we need G17, 18, and B1. I can already tell how much I'm going to love this kit because the mono eye moves. Everything was chunky pre-war near war. Yeah, it was, really was. I have not been watching What If. I do not have Disney Plus anymore. I got it to watch the first season of The Mandalorian and then canceled promptly after. And then I think my wife signed up for like a bigger version of Hulu because there was something she wanted to watch, and we have not canceled it yet. So yeah, we need to get on that. I'm considering though getting Disney Plus and dropping Netflix because oh my god, these Netflix adaptations are just miserable. The writing on Netflix shows is just such dog shit. I remember when Netflix shows used to be halfway decent. You know, like Daredevil was amazing. Jessica Jones was amazing. Luke Cage was amazing. But, oh man. Civil Soldier. B1. B. I assume it's a. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Interesting. So, one thing that I never do when it comes to Xeon mobile suits is use the mono eye sticker. I am definitely going to go back when I'm done building this and add in. It shouldn't be too hard to drill. Oh, crap. Okay, well, at least it'll give me a tool to center it. It's like I can drill in right here and put in one of the like beam effect part mono eyes. Heck, maybe you know, if I'm feeling spicy enough, I will try and make this my first LED kit as far as customs go. I have some LED lights, but they're not exactly they're not designed for an HG kit, but I have ways of making them work. And I'm thinking that if I run the wire through the torso here in just the right way, I can drill out like these little holes right in the torso and have that LED light come out of there too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll go crazy with it. Let's see. Masters of the Universe. Oh, no, I am not hyped for Cowboy Bebop. Oh, The Witcher was good though. I did like The Witcher. Although here's the thing: is I was not a fan of The Witcher before watching The Witcher show, so I'm probably in that group that oh G19. I need another piece in there. I'm probably a part of that group of normies that doesn't know how badly they butchered The Witcher. But you can tell me if they got it right. Yeah, before it, and it's so offensive to me because Netflix made their money on the backs of having old FX shows on their platform. Like people only had Netflix because they wanted to watch episodes of Archer and It's Always Sunny on demand. And then they got rid of all those TV shows because they got their money and they started making their own garbage, and it's all just so terrible. Um Oh, but yes, please voice an opinion on Thunderbolt. I am here to listen to all opinions no matter how wrong they are. I did not watch Masters of the Universe. I don't like Kevin Smith. Never have actually. And I know that this is like sacrilege for a comic book fan, but like Judd Winnick's run on Green Arrow is way better than Kevin Smith's run. And anybody who thinks that they can write an issue of Batman where he drops acid and shits himself and then they want to be taken seriously as a writer, get out of here. Kevin Smith's a joke. But yes, I agree with you on the time jumps in The Witcher. It was a little tricky to keep up with stuff, especially, you know, again, as someone who did not read or did not play the games. Okay, here we go. Zaku one head completed. That was pretty easy. Let's hop onto the skirt here. Oh yeah, Clerks 2. Clerks 2 was good compared to Clerks 1 for sure. Clerks 1 was so pretentious. It was like, it just reeked of art house film, and I'm like, dude, there, of course there's some great jokes in there, like the whole like, oh, you know, she blew 50 guys, and it's like, all at once. that's like the go-to response whenever someone says they did something a certain number of times. What, like all at once? Clerks 2 was written like an actual movie. Oh, I realized that, like, I must have scooched over. Let's do this real quick. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. At least I'm centered in my own little movie box in the corner. But yeah, I am a firm believer in the let's not remake or redo anything. Sequels are okay. I'm not as picky about sequels. I was a little disappointed at the fact that, like, the Coming to America sequel, they make Prince Hakeem seem like, you know, some kind of philanderer, like he cheated on Lisa when he went to America to meet his queen. But it's like, you watch Coming to America and he literally does not sleep around or anything. Like, that's the whole joke, is everyone saying he's there to sow his wild oats. And it's like, no, he's there to find his queen. Oh, you ain't gonna find no nice girl in Queens. God, what a classic movie. They really do not make them like that anymore. Let's see. Is it PC-8? Yeah. God, compared to the drawing, they give that PC-8 a donk. And then C18. Offensively stereotyped the sequel. Stereotypes are only offensive if they're not true. Another thing that I really like about this kit is the fact that a lot of these nub marks are actually hidden. So like the outsides of this skirt, they could have put the nub marks down here in the corners on the outside, but those you would actually see. These nub marks are actually buried on the inside of the skirt. So even if I fuck them up, They are invisible to the world. Like if you take Black Panther and remove any attempt at dignity to the culture. What are you talking about? Zamunda has all kinds of dignity attached to it. I'm over here like Zamunda forever. I've almost talked my wife into, when our cats finally go, and you know this is some years off, we are going to have them made into, you know, those shawls that Eddie Murphy and James Earl Jones wear, the lion and the tiger. Interesting call on that. That's a strange build. Cinderella, what are you getting into? Get out of there. What are you doing? Get. Get. Bad dog. All right. So C16, C15, C16, and PC2. Cinderella, stop looking at me like that. Oh, wow. Trying to get these as clean as possible. I will say that red and particularly royal blue is probably the most difficult color to remove the little white stress marks from. It says PC2. Oh, here they are. Cinderella, get out of there. Cinderella. Does anyone want a bad dog? Cinderella, what do you think you're doing? Get out of there. I have an upgraded turtle and made a missile crane. What? I'm gonna need some details on that. One toy that I always wished that I had as a kid was the I don't know who all will remember this, but there was a series arc in the original Power Rangers where they went to space and they had I think the Zord's name was Tor, and it was like a turtle Zord, and like Lord Zed was on some planet and was stepping on the turtle Zord. Obviously, my memory from when I was a kid is severely damaged. I have bits and pieces of memories as opposed to full blown can remember these things. Yeah, the shuttle Zord. See, look at that. Thanks, Scorp. You are always there to assist me on my mecha needs. Cinderella, what are you staring at? Oh, I see. I swear there were two members. Oh, the one that didn't have Ivan Ooze was Turbo. It was when they get their cars. That was about when I stopped watching Power Rangers as a kid. I was mad because they did my boy Blue Ranger dirty. They had him like break his back and then get replaced by a kid. Which that was like one of the most cringy American things ever. When will Americans learn that kids don't want to see themselves in the picture? You know, it's like Power Pack. The Power Pack comic books. They don't want to see kids superheroes. They just want to see the superheroes. They want to see the adult superheroes. And so when you try to trick kids into like that kind of stuff is not for kids, it's for the adults that write it, basically, is what I've come to realize. Or maybe I'm being tell me if I'm misreading the situation here. But like for instance, the decision to my favorite Megazords were always the SPD ones. SPD was shit. Again, I was not I had checked out at that point. The decision to take the Blue Ranger, the Blue Zeo Ranger, and when they went to Turbo, make him a little boy that when he puts on the Power Ranger suit, he becomes a man because all of the footage that they had from Japan using the actual stunt model was of a man. So they had to have some excuse for this little kid to put on the suit and then turn into a man, which was the most idiotic thing ever. The assumption was that, man, these kids really love Power Rangers. How much would they really love Power Rangers if one of the Rangers was a kid? That's not why kids loved Power Rangers. It's kind of like the opposite, right? So kids like watching stories about adults because they are looking forward to becoming adults. Whereas adults tend to like watching movies about younger people because they like to reminisce about when they were young. And so you get that weird sweet spot of writers that think that like, oh, this is what kids want to see, and it's like, no, they don't. They really don't. You're so far off, it's kind of gross. Because four teenagers hanging out with exactly. Yeah. They probably couldn't even get him into all the cool parties. This is G, I believe. Kind of ironic because wasn't the White Ranger in Japan a kid? Amen to that. You know what? I want to go back to not thinking about taxes. I did not know that about the White Ranger though. I did not think that the White Ranger was a kid in the Japanese. But then I never watched the original Japanese series. It says G24, but oh, there it is. It's like the tiniest part. Holy cow. Back to the missile crane. Nice. I just knew that from back when I was super into Power Rangers and Sentai. Yeah, see, I guess I was missing out. These don't feel like they're going to fit in here once the little plate is on. Yeah, it goes up. Yep, that's kind of what I was expecting to happen. Huh. What do you know? It actually holds them in place. This looks like it is going to be... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, this looks like it's going to be a much more posable Zaku than previous models, but unfortunately, even though the side skirts have a lot of side-to-side rotation, they don't have a lot of flap opening. It is the Origin Char Zaku. Looks like we're missing some torso bits. It's interesting. Well, okay, never mind. We'll move on. We'll do what the book says. The book says to continue on this way, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to question it. I'm going to do it by the book. So we need D 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, this question was brought up a while ago, but yes, I have played GBO2. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I will log in and do my dailies because it's like crack. You know, you log in, you get your chips, you spend your chips. It's like not even enjoyable to me anymore. To is like to log in every day, play 3 missions so that I get all of my coins, collect my coins. If I have enough, I will do a drop and see what I can get, and then I will log out and I'm done. Oh, sweet. Yeah, let me know. Happy Labor Day. Good to see you, bud. I can't wait to hear from you. Oh yeah, GBO2. Yeah, man. It's just not for me. And maybe it's just because I'm a filthy casual and I'm just not good enough. I don't I don't like any game necessarily. Well, okay. I have to find a way to say this that's not super inflammatory slash also makes me look like a hypocrite. Um, I don't like playstyles where the build is what's important. Like one of my least favorite Dungeons and Dragons type, or one of my least favorite type of Dungeons and Dragons players are the people that hop on Reddit and like try to find the most epic build. Like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that int is my dump stat. I'm gonna take the barbarian class, path of primal rage. I'm gonna make sure that my strength is at least 15. My con's got to be at least 14, and like I'm gonna take this feat at this level and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like it's so tiresome that kind of play style that's like it really takes the fun out of role playing and like coming up with a build on your own, those happy accidents that make the game enjoyable. Um, I recently have been toying around with Stars Without Number, and I really, really like the way that that game is designed, because it is pretty much designed to be like the anti min maxer, simply because your stats just aren't that high to begin with. Yeah, the Munchkins, exactly. I'm doing that in Diablo 2. In a video game, it's different. In a video game, it's a little different. GBO 2 probably has some of the worst Munchkinites out there. Everybody's just like, you got to take this mobile suit. You have to have these parts equipped to it. You got to make sure that it's a general type so that you can stun lock. It's got to be a general that either has a fast firing beam weapon or a missile launcher, and that way you can shoot a missile at the ground. And if it's within, like, I don't know, 100 yards of the person you're trying to shoot, then they get staggered. Once they're staggered, you go in, slash twice, knock them on the ground. While they're on the ground, whip out a machine gun or your Vulcans and pepper them until they get invulnerability. And it's just like I find that type of playstyle boring. The like, well, I know this works and that's why I'm going to do it, as opposed to, I don't know what's going to work and I'm just going to have to figure it out as I go. So the nice thing about Stars Without Number, as far as far as tabletop role playing games go, is that your stats are incredibly limited. Um, you're not able to optimize to a level that is obnoxious. So you're actually rewarded for making things happen with what you've got, as opposed to, well, you know, my ranger isn't good unless they have ranged attacks. And it's like, no, maybe your ranger is just a brainy ranger, and you know they don't shoot to kill, they shoot to wound or something like that. There's like narrative reasons for these things to work. um and that really appeals to me. So shout out to, I believe his name's Kevin Crawford, for creating such a system. That's one thing I like about Lancer. Yeah, that's I've heard I've heard good things about Lancer. Maybe it's just the art style that turned me off to it. Maybe I need to give it another look and not be so judgmental. but but yeah, Lancer didn't do it for me at first. Oh, sweet. Well, good luck on that. Cinderella, what are you doing? You are just so nosy. You nosy Nelly. Okay, I was like a 6 or a 9. But yeah, the reason I've been looking into Stars Without Number so much is because I really wanted to find a system to run the game that I want to do. It needs to have both magic and psionics in it. And although Stars Without Number does not, it is compatible with its sister game, Worlds Without Number, which has both psionics and magic. I'm gonna play a Monarch missile build and blow everything to Kingdom Come. All right. So wait, who's running if it's not you? while also being a xenobiologist in search of the galaxy. Nice. Yeah, see, we still need to get our Traveler game going because, you know, we've got to the intrepid journalist in Ultronimus that acquired all kinds of political enemies. We've got our industrial espionage expert in U-Scorp. And then we have our nut-kicking Marine in Legion. Missile Crane. PC1 action. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I am loving just how many internal parts this kit has. So D125. Oh yeah, the rework is coming along in fits and starts. It the class portion is just about done. Unfortunately, the mobile suit stat blocks are, well, the classes are kind of in. I'm not sure which is more dependent on the other. Suffice to say that it's basically, you know, a total system overhaul. And I think that some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, but I think that it will be more consistent at least, and that is my goal. Because right now, I've got a lot of people that hate Gundam 5e, and I've got a lot of people that like it. I was actually surprised to find how many people liked it. You know, one of the reasons I started this rework is because I thought so many people were disappointed. But as it turns out, more and more people are coming out of the woodwork and telling me that they enjoy the system as is, which kind of makes me feel bad, like going in and wrecking it. So maybe I'll have a vote. Maybe when the rework is done, I will, you know, present an edited version of the current incarnation, something that still addresses the overpowering of new types and stuff like that. Maybe we'll focus on getting the mobile suit stats in order, mobile suit and weapon stats. Obviously, the problem that weapon damage doesn't scale is an issue, and so maybe if I fix those issues with the current system, and we have that on one side, and then on the other side we have the updated system that has a little bit more simplified classes. It's a little more focused. It takes the focus off of mobile suit combat. There is out of mobile suit combat. There's a lot of other things that you can do. And then we'll just look at them side by side and say, what do you guys prefer? Which is the system we're going to go forward with? Missile Crane's got a rotor, 3 pistons, 4 hinges to work to. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I would, I think that we should definitely put your stuff out there for now, if only because, you know, it seems like there's a lot of people that are still enjoying the system as is. I didn't think that was the case. All of the feedback that I had gotten was overwhelmingly negative. And so, you know. But again, it's just funny that, like, as I start this massive overhaul, all of a sudden, I get a ton of people coming out and telling me how much they like the system as is. And it's like, oh, well, no, it's not like the whole system needs to be reworked. It's just like this, and this that need to be fixed. And I was like, oh, well, if that's the case, then, you know. Wait, if Dr. Nakamoto's dead, then why am I busting my ass on this term paper? Because believe me, there are other things that I need to be working on. Alright. So this inner frame is pretty freaking sweet. Slide that on there. This guy goes with the ball joint out. At least it says that. There we go. And then we need A1, 17, and 18. Yeah, the MS health. So yeah, I mean, my thinking was, of course, to just make the mobile suit HP values a fixed value instead of a scaling value. A lot of the problems that people have as far as the mobile suit balance goes is that mobile suits don't feel unique enough. And there's only so much you can do with features without treading on the toes of feats and class abilities. So it's really difficult to start incorporating some of that stuff. And then, like, you don't want these paragraph long features. You want I think that there's like there's a D&D item. I can't remember if it's something that was in like Matt Mercer's source book or if it was in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but it's like a cloak that stores electric charges, and like as the cloak takes damage, you can store electric charges. It might even be an Eberron item. I don't remember, but that is as detailed of a mobile suit effect that I would want to incorporate into the game. Is not something that's like 3 paragraphs long. It's like, look, when you take this type of damage, you can store up to this many charges, and when you have this many charges, you can expel them to do this. Like, that's it. That's it, and that's all. I like how it says not to clip off these like little rings that are on here. And it's like, well, why would you? You'd have to go out of your way to destroy that arm joint. Man, that's pretty sweet looking. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I definitely feel you. Sometimes the features come in. Yeah. But I do agree that you want more than just minor mechanical things like, oh, you get resistance to this type of damage, oh, you deal this type of damage. Like, that gets boring after a while, so it is nice to have some interesting features that make the game exciting, that make the suit feel unique. It's not just oh, well, that suit has this ability, and it's like, well, it's kind of like, I remember when HeroClix first came out, they had these abilities that each of the superheroes could have, right? There was like damage reduction, there was speed abilities, there was teleport abilities, there was all kind of like mind control, whatever. But all of the abilities were kind of like default stock abilities. And it's like, okay, well, both Iron Man and Superman have invulnerability. They both have damage reduction. That gets kind of boring. So, as the newer series of HeroClix came out, and far be it from me to praise WizKids, or Wizards of the Coast in general, they can all rot, but you know, they added those cards that come with the hero clicks, and it's like people act like the characters actually had unique abilities. They might have the typical ones like damage reduction or like super speed, things like that, but you also had, you know, additional abilities that were not stock abilities, and I think that that added an extra layer of fun and flair to the game. Bu- 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 Oh, oh, ow. I think that's right. Looks right from here. So let's see. Gives evasion boost against the attack, but if the attack still hit, it restrains the attacker. Well, that's cool. I mean, yeah, it was like, you know, that one ability that the GM Guard custom, um, the fan one had, that was like it imposes disadvantage on an attack but lowers the evasion rate. It's like kind of a, it's like two opposite things, but the math on it I don't think necessarily worked out. The reason I say that is because I don't know exactly what the math is on what a roll with advantage gets you. Um, I guess it depends on what the AC you're trying to hit is. So, like, let's say for instance you're trying to hit an AC of 15. Um, on average, you will roll a 10. So your percentage chance of getting a 15 on an attack roll is what? 5%, 15 times 5, 60 is 80%. 80% chance success rate. But doubling that doubling that roll doesn't necessarily mean you have 160% chance success rate. It's something different. It's like 80% of the remaining 20% you have to successfully make that roll. Now, if you reduce that number and say, okay, so now you have disadvantage to hit, and the number is now not 15, it's 13. Yeah, see, thank you. Math is not my strong suit. um, was it for the whole turn? I thought it was basically like the shield ability, like the shield from 5e, where it's like it only imposes it on that attack. If it's for the whole turn, that's slightly better in my opinion because it does lower that evasion rate. So like I think of it this way. If it lowers the evasion rate for the entire turn, but it imposes disadvantage for the one attack, then there's actually, that is a cost. Because then basically what you're gambling on is that, okay, I'm imposing disadvantage on this attack in order to avoid getting hit. But for the rest of the turn, I might get hit by someone else because my AC just dropped 2 points. That I actually like. If that's the case, I don't remember it reading like that, but yeah. Yeah, see, I broke it up into two. I was like, okay, 5 times 10 is 50 plus 20. Idiot. Oh, I see what I did wrong here. There we go. This is a seriously detailed high grade, and I'm digging it. G3 and 4. See, and then again, like, I dig this. I have the option of going with the smooth shoulder plate if I want to. In this case, I'm going to go with the spiked one. That was for the whole turn. But yeah, I thought sticking an enemy MS to your back with some med gas would be different. Yeah, that's different. All right. And that's another thing that that has come up a lot is, like, you know, the idea of loadouts on mobile suits and fixed loadouts. I thought that I was being generous in allowing people to kind of customize their mobile suits in a way that, you know, beyond what you would expect to see on the show. Obviously, you know, you have mobile suits like the Akai carrying around heat sabers, like, oh, just slap a manipulator on the end of that arm. But some serious purists are not into that. They don't think that amphibious mobile suits that aren't the Zogok should be allowed to use weapons that have a manipulator arm, or that require a manipulator arm. So, oh, hey, what's up, Urban Tech Bro? Hey, man, bring it on. What are you building over there? Or if you are streaming a build. But it's canon that 3 Juagos can get manipulators. Yes, this is true. And, I mean, again, you can enter the whole is Thunderbolt canon debate if you want to. I personally find the debate boring. What I do find interesting is that you have guys that have manipulator arms. Whether you consider them canon or not is kind of irrelevant because they do appear in an animated series. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, the Akai can carry a weapon. Ooh, GPO1. Very nice, very nice. Now I have to ask, are we building the full burner, or are we just doing the Zephyranthes? Oh, hey, thank you for the follow as well there. I need to make that alert box much larger. All right. Man, this spike shoulder's kind of small compared to, like, if we were to compare it to this guy. He's kind of shrimpy. Let's see. Yeah, he's a little small. Whoa! Almost lost him there. We'll keep, Zaku will keep watch here. I need to get my Kubele and Zaku in frame here. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, what did I do? Maybe I don't allow people to raid. Huh. Damn, I'm sorry. No, it is not a master grade Kubele. It is just a big Kubele. I only have 2 master grade kits. Well, 2 whole master grade kits. I have a lot of busted up master grade kits that need some repair. Let's see if I can fudge about with my raid settings here. I don't think that a lot of people would disagree with you that the F90 is a solid kit. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I had it set so that it only allows raids from friends. So, let's do something real quick. All right. Back to it. So, where were we? Time to add a manipulator. Actually, let's go with the open hand. Gotta keep this pimp hand strong. Hey, Sammy. Sammy, come here. Get out of there. Come here. Or not. Okay. I'm gonna remember that. I wonder if you could kit bash 2 Zaku kits into a Barbas. There's only one way to find out. And I'm actually now interested in doing that. But it has to be the just the regular HG Zaku that has the kind of goofy helmet. One of the things that, the first things that I did with where is it? Well, this one I did it too. Is you shave the visor down so that it's not as wide-eyed and goofy looking. Almost jabbed myself in the eye with that file. True, true. The Barbas arms are kind of like a little Donkey Kong looking. Again, I know that there are a lot faster builders out there than me, but I bet they screw up more often than I do. Try a Zaku rear arm. Lupus Rex front. A little putty. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I would probably end up just kind of, if you slice along one of these rings, where the Zaku arm is, and then just kind of, go full Gattaca with it, like, break the leg and then stretch it out kind of thing. Yeah, if you slice along those rings and putty in between them, then you can kind of get the length that you're looking for. Sammy. Alright. What you doing? You want to hang out with me? Here. I'll move these guys. So let's face it. All Gundams look better with cat hair in them. Okay. This is what he's doing. Jeez. Ridiculous. Alright, where was I? Now my fingers are all covered in fur. Sammy, you shed too much. You need a brushing? Alright. Let's see where we're at here. Can I help you, Cinderella? One part. Oh, come to think of it, let's see here. How long have we been going? Oh, I might need to wrap up here soon. You need to eat, don't you? Yeah, let's go ahead and put this piece together, and then we will wrap up there so that I can get the dogs fed, and then I can finish this up in peace. But I'm pretty happy with the progress we made tonight. Again, I'm a little weirded out the fact that I made the torso essentially, but like not the whole torso. Like it's missing the midsection there. So this is the progress we made. Pretty sweet looking so far. Kind of think he needs the head spike though. Yeah, we might have to add on a little custom head spike. So here we've got our Cubile. the old Desert Zaku custom from 2 weeks ago. Let's pull up the full screen here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this evening as I got started here on the old Zaku 1 Char custom. I have to say, as far as high grades go, I am now a believer in the Origin kits. They are far superior to the older HGUC kits that I am used to working with. Still on hiatus as far as RiverQuest games goes. We should try and pick up. I'm hoping next week we'll start streaming some D&D again. Probably going to be going virtual as a result of some scheduling issues and things like that. So stay tuned for details on that. Scorp, you and I do need to get Traveler started here. Origin Waterproof is awesome. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. As always, save 10% on gunprimer.com with promo code Hatter. So if you are in the market for a gun primer razor or the balancer, I like the balancer myself. It's like a sanding sponge that's more of like a polish finish as opposed to like this is for removing nub marks. Trying to think if there's any other shout outs that I need to mention. But I think that is about it. I do have another video that I'll be working on, hopefully releasing soon. Depends on how quick the paint dries. But until then, you guys have a great rest of your evening, a great rest of your week. Have a happy Labor Day weekend. And get back here. Oh, Sammy. Oh, come here, bud. Sammy doesn't want to say bye. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you for keeping the chat lively. Take it easy. Peace.